Hi there everybody, it's UK independent demonstrator Halsey from Slim and Stylish. Thank you for joining me on today's live. I'll wait for a few people to come on before I start, but this is the project that we're going to be making today, and it's got a coordinating card with it as well. So I'll just wait for a few people to hop on. Shout hello when you're there, let me know you're on. Hi Karen. Hi Sophia. Right, okay, so today's project is this box, and inside it I have got, and I am amazed by the way that this is still not eaten. Very proud of myself. A Miss Molly's chocolate bar and a coordinating card that goes with it. The YouTube live was just going to be the card, but it didn't take very long to do, and I thought that I was just wimping out by doing that, so I thought I'll make the box that goes with it as well, and it fits the chocolate bar in perfectly. These were like 35p from Tesco's, so I don't want to tell you that I did buy another one and that one did get eaten. But I thought they just made like a nice little gift for somebody, you know, pop them outside someone's door or pass them on to someone. And it all fits in and tucks in quite nicely. Hiya Kim, you alright? Right, so it's a sailing home set we're doing, but what you do need is you need some circles. So whether that is, hiya Catherine from the US, how are you? Sunny UK for a while talking to you. Not very sunny here normally. So I've got my layer in circles. And whether you've got the stitched circles or punches, you will need some sort of bubbles to be going with this one. So I've got these ones here. My big shot, I will apologise, is actually on the table next to me because I can't fit it in the gap here without knocking all of you. But I will tell you what I'm doing as I'm doing them, and then I'll be back here for stamping so I can twist them back. Okay, so I'm going to start off with doing the box so that that's out the way and done, and we can then decorate everything together. So I've written out some handy instructions, more to remind me than anything else, but I thought if I whiz along they're easy for everyone to sort of see there and join in. So I've got a piece of A4 Night of Navy, and my scoring tool. Pop out the little lever. So on the long side you want to score it at 1/2 inch. This would also work in the US. You can just do it 8 inches wide rather than 8 1/4, because I know your cardstock's different and the length shouldn't bother you on your lengths of cardstock, so you can amend to that. But mine's just got an extra tail and goes to 8 1/4, but you can easily cut it down to just 8. Score it on the quarter, so score it at 1/2. Listen to this, not to my mouth. Score it at 1/2, and then score at 4 7/8 of an inch. So this would actually be the right size box if you were just popping a card in, because the card is my widest element of that. The chocolate's not wide, the card is. So this would be the right width, and then you could just tailor your height if you were just doing cards, but mine's fitting the card and the chocolate. So 1/2 inch, 4 7/8 of an inch, 5 3/8 of an inch, 9 3/4 of an inch, and then at 10 1/4 inch run your trimmer blade up and cut it off. Like that. On the width ways, you want to score it at 1/2 inch. Oh, get my trimmer blade away, that's dangerous. Score it at 1/2 inch. I think I on straight there? Chat. It's so much easier to do 1/2 inch going that way because you've got the whole bar to rest that on. I'm going to cheat and turn it over. 7 1/4 inches. And 7 3/4 inches. Okay. That's all your scoring, so you can put your cutter away. Just fold on all the lines. Did have this thought today, and I thought it'd be so cute to pop it outside someone's door. Not write who it's from even, just pop it outside their door. And now it's got me thinking that I've got 2. How do I pick which 2 doors? So I think I'm going to be back to Tesco's, buying a few more chocolate bars. Mind you, 35p for a big chocolate bar like that. Bargain. And decorate quite a few of the doors, because I did feel a bit mean just picking 2. Mind you saying that, I'll have to hide it from my brother before I do that, because it has got chocolate in, so it won't stay around for very long. Okay, so once you've scored all your lines, you want to do some trimming. So this bit down here that's just got 1, so up here you've got 2. This one here that's just got 1, you want to pop a notch in just there, just a very slight one. Okay, and then on this end here you also want to add a notch in, and you also want to add a notch in on this end as well. One of these will get cut out, I just haven't decided yet which one. Okay, so that's how the bottom needs to look. So this is on the bit that's just got 1 strip. On the top you've got the 2 strips. Okay, so then when you come to the top you need to pick one of these to be the front and the back then. And I'm going to pick this one. Yeah, this one's going to be my front. So once you've picked which one the front is, you want to cut all of this off on the other one. Straight across. I'm cutting down so I can keep straight. It's quite hard working in night and navy when you're filming and trying to get score lines to show up, but it does go with my stamp set. Then here you just want to notch into that bit and that bit and cut both of those off. And on these you want to cut down and make those into tags as well. And then I'll pause and lay it out so that you can see it. Okay, so it's 1/2 inch, 7/8 of an inch, 5 3/8, 9 3/4, and cut at 10 1/4. Down here it's at 1/2 inch, 7 1/4 inches, and 7 3/4 inches. And then I've cut all of that top bit off there with the 2 strips. Cut both of these bits off in this corner. notched into all of these at the bottom. Okay, and what you actually want to do is wherever, let's get rid of that. So wherever this top bit is here, this strip on its side you want to leave. This strip over here that hasn't got the top, you want to also take the bottom off. But I like to double check and wrap it first before I tell you to cut the wrong one off, but that's how you want to do it. So the bit that's going to be your front has got your 4 notches on. Your top and your bit you tuck, both have got the bottom on, and then over here you've got that bit that you can seal it onto. So it should just assemble. Okay, so I'm going to pop that together. I'm going to use snail because it's in front of me, but you are, no I'm not, I'm going to use my sticky strip. Do it properly. I was going to use my snail for ease, but actually if you want it to stick properly, you are much better using your sticky strips. If you run it along this section here, I was never going to guess that right length, was I? Never. Is anyone crafting along? Am I going too quick? Going too slow? Let me know. So once you've put the strip on, pull that off, bend it over and stick it down. So how is everybody then? I watched the show Must Go On last night, Phantom of the Opera, cried nearly all the way through it. Got through quite a few tissues. It was very emotional. You're crafting along, Karen. Am I keeping a good pace, or have I just shot ahead, or what have I done? Fingers and thumbs here. Just want to seal that back over again. No, that's not sticking. It's not bending. I don't think I've burnished it properly. There we go. That's better. I was making a right pig's ear of that, wasn't I? So then that will go over and fold into there. I know why I was making a pig's ear. I stuck the wrong side to the wrong bit. Live crafting. Okay, so ignore me. I have actually, that's why it didn't fit properly. This bit that I've put on the outside should have gone through to the inside. Hopefully, Karen, as you were crafting along, or whoever else is crafting along, you saw that I was going wrong. Yeah, you were wondering. I was just nattering away and stuck it to the wrong bit. I'm going to ignore that, but if you're doing it, you want the tab that I've now stuck on the outside on the inside. Oh, Karen, you follow the same as me. I'm sorry. Well, you know what? I know, Ellie. I was doing it and I thought that feels wrong, and that's why it felt wrong. Right. We're going to pretend I've done that right, and we've put that tab on the inside. So the bit where this folds into, you want to construct the bottom from that side. Pop both of your leaves in. Carrying on like I haven't made a problem here. Not very clever. But just so you know, on my prototype one, look, I did it the right way round. Hi from Ridge Park. IL, is that Illinois? That's America. My geography, by the way, is absolutely useless. Hello. I do like that you can reach all the way around the world on YouTube. I'm in a very rarely sunny Birmingham in the UK here. So there we go. Fold that, and you're joining me just as I've made a really good mistake. Oh, near Chicago. No, this was an A4 page, Sophia. So it was actually 10¼ inches long by 8¼ inches wide. So I used a sheet of A4. But if you are joining from America, you can do it on your size paper. Just take it down ½ inch. So there's my box. We're going to pretend that that's all fine. I might have to put a disclaimer on the front of this to say watch before crafting along, because I don't want anyone to make a mistake. I'm just using my ½ inch circle punch just to create a little thumb hole there. And then I'm sealing my box up and forgetting that happened. Right, for decorating the box, I want my box and my card. I'll take the chocolate out. But I do need to stop looking at the chocolate. I'll hide it back. It's making me very hungry. So the card and the box are decorated quite similar. I have got this DSP here. This was 6x6 DSP from the golf suite that's in the spring catalogue. You could use any DSP, and Sophia, I know you've got the Best Dressed DSP. You could use that and put flowers on as well. So this is 10 centimetres by 2 inches, and I know I'm messing everything up by going centimetres and inches. So it's 3 7/8 of an inch by 2 inches, and this is also 3 7/8 of an inch, and well, it's 5 3/4 inches long, but it doesn't matter because when you stick it on, you're actually going to be sticking the DSP over the top of it. Okay, so I'm just going to use my snail to pop this on. I love this suite. I never do man cards, and I never really do like man things. So, and I found this quite manly, so it has just sat on the side. Oh, the size of my chocolate bar, Ellie. Oh, you're going to make me get it out again. I tell you what, keep checking after this video to make sure I have not eaten this chocolate bar and that I have distributed it to someone. It is about 6½ inches by 3 inches. But I've got the measurements here that you need to score and cut at. And this is actually from Tesco's. And it was 35p. And they did it in white chocolate, milk chocolate and dark chocolate. Yummies. And I'm amazed. That was picked up this week and I'm amazed it's still here to do a video with. Really amazed. So once you've stuck that on, I'm just going to stick the DSP over the top. So it's going to overlap. There you go. And for my card, because I want to do them both together so I can do my stamping, die cutting at the same time. This is a normal piece of A4 card, cut in half and scored in half. And I've got my backing for it. So this is 10 centimetres by 14.2 centimetres. Okay, so that's both bases now. Hi, CT in USA. Honestly, I'm telling you, my geography is terrible. CT. Give us a hint. CT. Oh, I know. It's a lovely navy, isn't it? Night and navy. I do like this one. Karen, have you caught up? Connecticut. Oh, I should have got that. I knew that. Well, I didn't, but I knew the name Connecticut, so I should have really worked that out. I've been to Florida and I've been to Texas, and I loved both. And we were saving to come to America again towards the end of this year, but obviously with the current climate, can't be there. So unfortunately, oh no, it is inches. Oh, I love Dallas, Ellie. I tell you what I liked in America. I like the food. I'm a foodie, as you've noticed with my trying to eat my chocolate bar. Proper foodie. So anyway, I've got 2 pieces of card. This one is 9.5 centimetres by 13.8 centimetres, and for inches it is 3 5/8 of an inch and 5 3/8 of an inch. There we are, inches done. Right, trying to remember where I was now. So I need my circles. So with the night and navy, and I'm using the layering circles, that's the large one. If I lay them out, I can tell you which ones I'm cutting, but you don't have to cut the same size as me. You can use a punch if you've got a punch, or if you've got the stitch circles, or any circle dies you've got. And I'll tell you which ones I've done. So I need a doily for both. Ellie, I switch. If it's nearer to an inch, I'll go with an inch. If it's nearer to a centimetre, I'll go with a centimetre. I'm all over the place with them. So you want 2 night and navy circles. This is using the second largest of the layering circles. So it's by Sizzix and it's 141705. But it's that one. And I'm going to do 2 of those. Or if you haven't got these ones, you just want one that is slightly smaller than your doily. I'm going to run it through on night and navy, and you need 2 of them. Apologies to those who weren't with me at the start of the video. My big shot is on the table, like just here to the side of me, and I can't fit it underneath the camera without knocking the camera because the camera is so close to my desk. So I'm just going to run it through off screen, but I do apologise for that. I was having so much fun with it yesterday. I was using the magnetic platform and I'd stamped some buds, and I got the die around the buds to cut them out. And you know when they keep jumping to where the magnets are? Oh, it was driving me insane. I couldn't get a clean cut at all. I took it out, gave it a big shook, and it worked. Yeah, I was having a little bit of a screaming Paddy. So there is the one. And there is the other. And if you haven't got a doily, it really doesn't matter because you can hardly see it. You can just put the sailboat straight on top. It's just, I can't help but make things girly. That's just how I work. So I'm just going to pop some snail on here. And I'm going to pop it in the centre because it doesn't matter then because I've got the sailboat to put on top. And there's the one. the other one? This is much easier. When I did the prototype, I did the card first and then did the box. So it seemed like I was doing everything twice. It's much easier doing them next to each other. So I've got some scrap Whisper White here, and I'm playing with the boat. So that's this one just here. Yeah, I like the thick Whisper White for the base of my cards. The base here is always the thick, which I love. The thin Whisper White I use for stamping on. I don't know why, they don't seem to be the... Have I picked the wrong sailboat? I want the little one. They don't seem to stamp the same. If I stamp on the thick, I know I've stamped on it. I'm not sure why. But I do prefer stamping, and I definitely prefer blending on the thinner and then using the thick as the base. Night and Navy ink. And I want 2 sailboats. And I'm going to be die cutting them with this die here. This is the 3rd one in the Layer in Circles series. So I'm just going to do 1 sailboat on here. And I've got another piece of scrap here. I loved that stamp set. I really did, but I messed up the blending, so. But that's our Witticism stamp set. I thought it was quite cute. So I'm just going to die cut those off to the side, and I will be back. There's one. And here's the other. I was going to do all my circle die cuts like before and do them all blue petery and just say these are ones I cut earlier. But I thought if I did that, if anyone was crafting along, I'd rush ahead and I wouldn't think about people keeping up, because that's what I do. So I thought this was more of a safer way of making sure we're all in tune. And then I'm just going to stick my sailboat on. There we go. I mean, if you didn't want to put chocolate in, you could batch stamp these and put 3 or 4 cards in. But I'm just thinking of excuses for when I eat the chocolate, can you tell? So this one, the smallest layering circle, and the second one up, I'm going to want 2 of each cut out in Night and Navy. So I'm just going to do that at the moment before I do any more stamping. And then I'm going to realise that I ran out of Night and Navy to cut off. So I thought I was doing too well. I don't think I've been the most economical with my cuts on this strip. What do you think? Failed a bit. Just going to go and grab another sheet. But yeah, it's one of the smallest and one of the next one up, and you want to do 2 of each. There we go. The reason why I've gone quiet and gone confused is because in that 2 steps to go and get another sheet of Night and Navy, I can't find my smallest circle. And I had it because I die cut that one out. else ever do that? It was right in front of me. Well, I'm sure I'll find it as we carry along. I'll just get confused when we layer it up and I realise I've missed one. So it's the anchor now. And the anchor was the third smallest. So it was this one, which is, it is 1 3/4 inches. And I need 2 anchors. I have no idea what. I walked from my big shot to go and get my cardstock, and it might stick to the bottom of my slipper. They're terrible, aren't they? The dyes, they go everywhere. But I'll get my Stamparatus out. The magnet will soon attract it. So 2 anchors. And then I also want 2 compasses. No, it's not on the big shot, and I've checked my magnetic platform because I thought it might have stuck to that, but this is me and crafting, I'm afraid. I get things out and then I can't find them. So the compass, you want 2 compasses as well. So I'm just going to run those through the big shot. That one with the 3rd from smallest, and this one here with the 2nd from smallest, and hopefully I'll find the smallest. No, it's definitely not in it. It's not under it either. It's gone somewhere. See, in future when I think, oh, I'll cut it all out in advance, and then I think, no, I'll do it so everyone can go along. I'm just going to cut it all out in advance because I can't be trusted. You keeping up, Karen? Sophia, are you doing these with your flowers? Be interested to see a feminine one because you know I prefer flowers and prefer doing feminine ones, so quite like that. There's the other compass. And the other anchor. Die that you cut the anchor out with. Keep that one handy, don't lose that one because we want that one for the sentiment. So I'm just going to run it through the big shot twice more to get the circle. But your circle sizes will actually vary depending on which stamp set you use. Because you might have a different size sentiment or picture to go on. Still quite fun to have the bubbles. There we go. I'm just going to grab the sentiment. I've got let hope be your anchor through the storms of life. I thought if I do just leave these on people's doors or give them to them as a gift, then that's quite a nice saying. Just get bigger bigger block. There you go, that's a good idea. If you haven't got the circles, you could draw around something you could use like the inside of your glue dots or something. Very good idea, really. So there's that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one, and that one. Almost ready. The lost one. And on my box I did do another larger circle to add some detail onto the bottom. So that was using it wasn't the biggest and it wasn't the next biggest, it was the third one along, and it's 2 1/4 inches. Only because with the box being slightly bigger, there seemed to be quite a lot of white space on it, so I thought, oh, I'll add another circle at the background. And I'm still mystified as to where my die is. That's really going to bug me. When I get off the video, you can imagine I'm just going to be picking up everything looking for that. Right, to finish it off, you also want some ribbon. So for this, if you just cut it slightly bigger than your card, so there's that one. And there's that one. I've picked up my glue scissors. I have scissors for when I'm using sticky glue, because when they get gunged up I don't mind then, and they're not my nice fancy scissors. My paper scissors are over this side. So, night and navy blends, but you can use your Stampin' Write markers. You can use your refills. You can even use your ink pad. Just colour along there. I like doing this because it ensures that everything is the same colour then. Like your cardstock will be the same as your ribbon. Just everything ties in so nicely. Plus, I think it's really therapeutic to colour the ribbon. Because it's so silky, it's just like really therapeutic. The final stamp is the birds, but you need these when you're assembling your card so you can work out where to stamp them. So let's give me some assembly space. So when you've worked out where you're going to be putting your centre bit and where you're going to pop your bubbles, you only need to check with the white bubbles because the blue ones sit just behind. You can then work out where you want to stamp your birds. So with the night and navy again, I'm going to stamp it twice at the top. 1, 2, and twice at the bottom. 2. On both cards. I love those birds. I think they're really cute. Proper seaside card. Twine time. So I'm going to stick my dimensionals on the card. I'm going to put them in a triangle, one at the top and one at each side like that. and then I'm going to use my snail to make the middle all sticky so my twine stays in the right place. So this twine is Sahara Sand and Night and Navy and comes with this set. But I just like the fact that it's navy again and it fits. Oh! I'm at the end of my snail. It's a good job I didn't use it on my box. Actually, it probably would have worked out better if I'd used it on my box, because I would have run out of it before I realised that I was fixing the box wrong. It's like a comedy of errors, this one, isn't it? Lost the die, fixed the box wrong, ran out of snail. Here's the twine. So you want to stick it in the middle and give yourself a loop around each dimensional. And around that one. And around that one. The dimensionals, when you stick it down, will help keep it in place, as well as the adhesive that's on there. So then you can just take the dimensionals off and place it on your card. There we go, so there's the first one. The second one. There we go. There we are. I'm just going to stick the ribbon on. I say that, I was going to use snail. I'll use my, it's a good job I found my, my sticky strip. Stick that on. Now on the one, which is going to be my card, I'm happy just sticking that on. But on the one that's going to be the box, just grab a pen. And where I want the ribbon to go is just at the top where the DSB is. So I just want to mark out where it's going to be and put myself a little line. So I know that those are the two bits that my ribbon's going to cover. Save eyeballing it up and then finding it's in the wrong place, because we know how this video is going so far. So I'm just going to run that across there. And that one to that one. Making sure it's straight. It's not really, but it's straight enough for me. Someone commented the other day and asked why I don't use my grid paper for making the ribbon straight, which was a really good point. And ordinarily, when crafting, I do. But when I'm actually doing a video, for me to look over, in my head's in the way of the video, so I struggle to see the lines on the grid paper. Hi Ivy, how are you? I just noticed you're on. I hope you're okay. I haven't spoken to you for ages. I haven't named any of my stamp sets, I'm sorry. There's no new characters. I did an Under the Sea video once. I've gone and got myself a new snail. I did myself an Under the Sea video once and I included a seahorse and I decided to call him Stevie. And Ivy kept commenting to see how Stevie was. I went and got it, I can't get into it. I'm going to miss you in May, Ivy. We had a stamping event scheduled for May, which Ivy was going to come over for, but obviously the way the world is at the moment, it's unfortunately cancelled. But hopefully I'll see Ivy another time. I love doing like crafty retreats and getting to meet crafty people. I'm quite liking doing these lives because I'm getting to talk to like new people each week, which is lovely. Can you remember which one was my box? I think it was this one. Yes, it's this one. So I'm just going to pop that over to that side and I'll come back to it. And guess what? I found it! It was under my chair. So I'm really happy now because I can finish my card. When I got up to get my snail, I could just see a glint and I thought, oh, I must have a look. And there it is. So I've got everything right now. Yay! So it's just assembling now. I'm going to start off with the Night and Navy pieces. Pop it in between the twine so you can see the twine. And then I'm going to stick the anchor on it as well. So just lay them up how you sort of want now. I'm so glad I found my little framelit. That has really like made my day now. Thought I was going mad. And the compass. It's basically, so long as you have a little circle, I don't think little is a word, but no, that's north. Trying to get my north and souths, easts and wests on my compass. I've still stuck it sideways. Oh dear. I need shooting today, don't I? So let hope be the anchor. There we go. Let's attach that one to the card and get that one over with. And I said that I decided to do a box because I thought just the card on its own was simple, but I've managed to make that really complicated. I will put all the measurements and things in my blog, honestly, and I will include which circles I've used, promise. Just having one of those days, clearly. And if this is the first time joining me for a live, I'm not normally this scatty. And I'm normally scatty, just not this scatty. So this one's built up slightly different because I do have the big circle to go on this one. It's not that much different. I also have an additional piece of twine to go on this. So there's the cards. That's how this one finishes at the bottom. And get my compass bearings right this time. No, my luck, when I decide to actually give it to someone, I'll give it to someone who's like a boating enthusiast and they'll know that my compass is wrong. So I'm going to play with the twine now across here. So I've just put a very fine line of twine and a bow. I wanted means it was the box for it to look a little bit more special, really. if you know where you're going to put the dot, you can always hide a load of adhesive behind those, which is exactly what I'm doing. And then I'll add the circle onto the dimensionals on the card, rather than the other way around. And the sentiment. My snails play. I think I must have a dodgy one. I seem to have an extra layer of film just there. Has anyone ever had that before? I've never known that. Or is it just doing it to me because today's the day for the craft stuff to not play? Is that what it's doing? Okay, the twine. Just going to do myself a little bow. I tell you what, after this video, I think I deserve a chocolate. I'm talking myself into ending up with that chocolate. There we go. And a glue dot. Just there to stick that on. Just going to turn the card over and stick these little bits down on the back. So in the absence of the snail playing up, I'm just going to put the glue dots on. I'd be interested to know if anyone's ever had that happen with a snail before and how I fix it, because that was strange. And I must have got through hundreds of snails. Oh, thank you, Catherine. Take it out. Do you know what? That's pretty clever. Genius, Catherine. Thank you. Learn from everyone on these videos. I think that's lovely. Thank you. Right. I can stick it to my box now. Popping up loads of dimensionals because this is going on the front of the box. I don't want it to squish. And there we go. Ta-da! And in can pop my chocolate. Let's put it into the new one. And in can go my card. I'll have to go shopping for another bar of chocolate for this one and a bar of chocolate for me. I'm going to end up with chocolate somewhere. Yeah, of course I can, Karen. The score lines for the box, it was 10¼ inch piece of cardstock by 8¼ inch piece of cardstock. On the long side, you want to score it at ½ inch, 4 7/8 inch, 5 3/8 inch, 9 3/4 inch, and then on the wide side, ½ inch, 7¼ inches, and 7 3/4 inches. And I'll leave that there if you want to print screen it so that you've got all the measurements, and I'll put them in my blog as well. Feel free to case Catherine, that'd be great. Just let me see a picture. I really love that. Like when people send you pictures of what you've done, but they've either used different sets or something different, you're like, oh, look what they've done with it. I think it's really fun. So feel free. But yeah, there's all the details. thank you all for joining me today. I'm being really chatty. I've loved that. Pay more attention watching the screen than watching my product, which I think was telling. And I found my die piece, so I'm going to go and shove those back on my magnetic shim before I lose them again. But thanks all for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you next Sunday at 4. Fingers crossed. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye.